right? That's one thing that's one thing I really like about comedy is the people that we get to meet. You know, it shows, you know, I've met like judges in like the entire police force of like a city. I'm like, wow, you guys are all acting really cool. I hope I never have to see you again. You know? Because that'd be embarrassing. You're leaving a show, you get arrested by the people you just, you know what I'm saying? You're in front of that judge. You know? Anytime I've ever met a cop where, like, I was driving and I got stopped, you know, and I'm like, oh man, okay, just, you know, follow his orders. You know, roll down your window, license, registration, where are you coming from? Oh, officer, I'm coming from a show. You know, I'm on my way to a show. I was speeding because I was running a little bit late because I was double booked. And inevitably, they're always like, hey, I'll let you out of the ticket if you tell me a joke. Right? That's pressure, you know, because you're like, oh my God, what's my best joke that I can tell in 15 seconds that won't get me arrested? I told over, and the cop asked me to tell him a joke, and the first one I could think of that I could spit out like real quick and on the spot was the first thing the women notice about me is my curly hair, and I was like, hey Paul, why do you wear so much gel in your hair? I'm like, because if I don't, they go crazy. He let me off, right? Yeah. So he let me off. I got the laugh from him, right? And then I committed the cardinal sin was he's like, okay, have a nice night. And then I start walking back to my car, and as I'm walking back to my car, I'm like, oh, you know what? If you like that one, let me go back and tell him this one. And I turn around, walk back towards the cop's car, which startled him. Okay. He was like, what are you doing coming back? Like, you got something planned? No, sir, I had another joke, but you know what? I'll save it. And I just turned around. It was like, what the fuck was I thinking? You know what I'm saying? That's classical comedian behavior for you, though, you know? Like, oh, I won. Let me try it again.
Go back and give him a ticket.
No, he didn't give me a ticket. He let me go, but like, I was like, woo. Like, that was spooky, you know? I don't know. A buddy of mine, he's a mixed martial arts fighter, you know? There's all that like, you know, oh, kick him in the leg, you know? Kick him in the face. Does all that stuff, you know? Grappling, get you on the ground, that kind of stuff. He even fought at one of the casinos, and that was cool to see, you know? I always feel like, people always like, they let anything go in that. They let anything go. I'm like, you know what? You know what? Like, if I was ever to fight one of those fights, like, I'm not a fighter, right? You know what move I'd bring back? Kick him in the balls.
High balls, chin balls.
They'd be like, watch out.
Get the nut kick.
Watch out for Paulie's famous move, you know what I'm saying? Like, squares you up, and put my hand up here, and like, oh, kick them in the balls. Should have wore a cup, son. Should have wore a cup. I'm undefeated. I am undefeated in mixed martial arts. That's right. I have a record of 39-0. All by dick kicks.
Oni?
Yeah, like, all my opponents get kicked in the dick. That'd be fun. I know a lot of guys in here, you know, lots of testosterone, you know. For the woman who doesn't know, lots of times guys with all this testosterone, sometimes they fantasize about fighting. Right? Sometimes guys fantasize about fighting other guys. Strangers, someone they met 2 weeks ago. You know, oh man, you know what I should have did? Man, I should have knocked his head off. You know, That's a fantasy that most guys have, you know? Going back and be able to like slug that guy. I was thinking about it, I'm like, you know what? That's everybody's fantasy, right? Even women want to like punch somebody in the face. That's why I want to be different. I want to have a new special move. That's where I square somebody up. I'm like, okay, we're gonna go. And I wait for him to throw his first punch. And as he throws it, I duck. Right? Goes like right over me. And then I'm in the crouching tiger, hidden dragon pose. And I switch in like Mortal Kombat and I grab his nuts and just rip him off.
Damn.
Pull him back out.
Aggressive.
And then I lift him above his head so everybody can see. And then I say to all his friends, you want some of this? You want some of this? Because I'm Italian and I can cook it.
Oh, wow.
I can put your friend's balls in some olive oil. You know what I'm saying? Mix it with some noodles. I'll tell them all it's veal. Because they're so tender. It's fun. It's a fun little bit I like to play with. I got called a superhero recently, Lucky. Got called a superhero recently. A little gross. Honestly, a little gross. Because when she said it to me, she was on the rag. And she's like, if you have sex with me, you're a superhero. I was like, wow. By a round of applause, have any guys here ever had sex with a woman when she was on her period? Okay. Don't you wish that before you did it, that you would have knew not to look at it after it was done? You know what I'm saying? She's all bloody, the bed's all bloody, you're all bloody up to your navel. I was like, I knew you were on the rag. I didn't know I was too. Yeah. Later on, I took one of her tampons to clean myself up with.
Are you a vampire?
Right. I'm Delmosemic. I need the iron, okay?
What the fuck?
That's a real thing. That's a real thing.
That missed him. I said it.
That's a real. Delmosema is a real thing. You know. So Delmosema is where your blood cells are shaped differently. So everybody has like a circle, kind of like a circle blood cell. Okay, and mine's like in the shape of an egg.
What's your blood type?
Oh.
Me, yeah, race, yeah.
No, O's universal.
Everybody get it.
Right, everybody can get it. But if you have Delmosema and my blood goes into your system, it'll clot, and you'll have a stroke.
Not mine, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
So I can't give blood. I was in high school. They told me that. They were like, "Oh yeah," they're like, and I was like, it was a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Because like we didn't have to give blood, but I feel like out of peer pressure, everyone's like, okay, I got to give blood, you know, even though I'm afraid of needles. And then they took it, and then they got back to me like a week later, and they're like, oh, you got Delmosema. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, I've known that since I was like 2, you know, like, it's a family trait. Everybody, I'm 100% Sicilian, and the way that I can prove it is that our blood is fucked up from being generation over generation over generation over generation over generation over generation. Some serious inbreeding.
Damn.
Bro, we're from an island on Sicily, okay? Like they only fucked them on that island. They only fucked on that island, and then the only other people they got to fuck was people that came in through another ship, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, some people, because like literally, like we have an Italian culture center and all that, you know, and it's supposed to be like we're Italians and go, and we're like, oh, we can reconnect with our culture, right? But it's like, literally, it's like, the first thing most Italians do is like marry outside of their race. You know? Like the last thing I want is someone who replicates my mother, you know? Yeah.
Holy.
Okay, that's,
Damn.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one wants to see the exact version. Like, there's qualities of my mother that I love. You know, like she can cook like there's no tomorrow. Okay, if I ever have laundry that needs to be done, she'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wants to do laundry. You know what I'm saying? I've never met another woman that's like not a mom that like wants to do laundry. You know what I'm saying? Like, you date a woman that's in her 20s, you know, and I was like, no laundry, no, she doesn't do dishes. Yeah. Hey, but hey, you know what? I feel like, you know what? I might have put a lot on women's plate. Guys, there's a lot of shit that we do that's fucked up too. Okay? Like, versus guys, if you're living by yourself, almost every guy I know, he can be living with 2 other guys, and I'll go over to their place, and I can guarantee that toilet's gonna be fucked up. Like, yeah, just a dirt ring around the entire toilet. You're like, what the fuck? I can't use this thing. Is there another toilet in the house? People are like, no, that one's worse. Like, I feel like I just called out 3 friends of mine. Every time I go over to their place, I bring Clorox. I need to clean my shower. After I said the whole joke, I'm like, I think I need to clean my shower. I got hard water in my house. Right? Everybody know what hard water is? Yeah. Yeah, like I didn't know that because my house was built in the 1950s. That, like, you buy a new house, just redo all the plumbing, okay? Redo all the plumbing, redo all the electrical, okay? All that shit that was made in the 50s, garbage, okay? It's a fire hazard, you know? Which is crazy when people are like, oh, I'm gonna go back to the 1950s. No, you don't. No, you don't. I like cars with airbags. I think that's cool. I like modern cars with crumple zones, you know? I like a car that has a reverse camera for when I go in reverse. I feel like if my grandparents could have seen that, dude, their head would have exploded. Like, what the fuck are you driving? You guys are driving fucking space shuttles and shit, you know? And then they'd really lose their mind and you'd turn on the GPS. You know, you mean, what? I'm not sure everybody knows this, okay? But people in their like 60s and 70s and beyond, like, it wasn't just like, oh, go like 4.8 miles that way and then turn. It was like, no, turn when you see the big tree. Make a right when you see the big rock. When you see a pink house, turn on the next street. Right? Like those were directions. People, they give you names of shit. They give you objects that you could look at. That's why people thought kids were so smart back then, because all you had to do was like point to an object. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a tree. That's where I make my left turn to get home. There's the house that Jimmy stands in front of before he steals my money.
What?
Yeah.
Take it.
You know what's recently? Hey, I was in Battle Creek recently, and has anybody ever go to Battle Creek?
Yeah.
Nobody?
No,
You've been to Battle Creek? Okay, so you might have had a similar experience, okay? Because I went to Battle Creek, and the first thing that I realized was there wasn't any Italians. Okay, like none. Like people were like, "What the fuck are you?" You know, like, I'm Italian, just looking for a cup of coffee, doing a show. Then I realized the closest thing they had to an Italian safe zone in Battle Creek was an abandoned Little Caesars.
That's true.
Little Caesar sucks. I feel like that's culture appropriation. You know what I'm saying? Like there's not an Italian family with a last name behind Little Caesars. They're not actually from Rome. If I was a Caesar, I'd be like, that's trademark infringement. I thought they had something else about Little Caesar. Oh, you know, I was thinking about Jimmy Hoffa because I seen something to him in the news today. Anybody remember who Jimmy Hoffa is?
Nah. Who's that?
Who's that? That's a union leader that disappeared in like 1975. Okay, disappeared here in Metro Detroit at 15 and Telegraph. You know, which is West Bloomfield. You know what I'm saying? Which is West Bloomfield. But everybody tags it as Detroit. Somebody goes disappears like, hey, but did Detroit? No, that was West Bloomfield. Okay.
Nowhere near.
Yeah. They feel like they finally got their most credible source where they're like, oh, he was taken to a recycling factory, recycled, and then turned into paper. I was like, that sounds about right. You know, that sounds about right. Turned into paper. He was a union leader. Okay, that's.
I got it.
Nobody else in casino. Okay, nobody else knows what they do with the money. That's the funny thing. You could talk about crime. Okay, people will have seen a movie, but you talk about it in real life. They're like, oh, I don't know anything about that. Like, you've seen Casino. You've seen Goodfellas. My favorite Goodfellas moment at the New Way is if we get a really, really important guest, I'll take my own personal table and pull it out. Yeah. And then put a cannoli on the table, right? Oh, right, that's classy too. That's classy too. That's very classy.
All right. Okay, all right.
I know. You know, I opened this whole thing and I wanted to focus on the football aspect of my life. And then I'm like, I'm not sure if these are football people. You know what I'm saying? Usually anytime I say that I coach football, people look at me and then they'll say, you mean soccer, right? Right? You mean soccer? You mean like kick the ball, bounce with your head? And I'm like, okay. I'm like, that's a little stereotypical, okay? But yeah, I used to play soccer for like 16 years.
Only? He's at only 16.
I played soccer, I played football, played lacrosse, ran track. I wrestled. Like the only two sports that I couldn't do were baseball and basketball. Yeah. You got jokes?
I think you want to get on the list. You want to get on.
Oh, you want to get on the list?
Is there a list?
Well, you think people just walk up here randomly?
Well, I mean, I was playing.
This isn't your mom's bedroom, okay? That was good. That was funny, right?
Is that your welcome? Is that your welcome to like getting close to the stage? That's like your friendly.
No, yeah, I'm coming. I was making a joke here. Come here. Do you want to sign up or what? I got a pen for you right here.
Is this about mom jokes? Is that what you're expecting me to come up here and tell?
Okay. Are you being sensitive?
What's that?
Are you being sensitive?
Am I being sensitive? I'm being real. Like somebody comes up here, I got a pool stick in my hand, and I was just inquiring about what's going on, and we're already.
Trying to make it a Diddy party. I'm done.
Come back with the baby oil, okay? See, they're just jokes. If he comes back with baby oil, I'm going to be shocked. But guess what? We're not going to use it. So, hey, do you want to sign up and do stand-up?
We'd like to hear.
I got my own pen.
Okay, he's got his own pen. He came prepared, everybody. He came prepared. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Prepared, guys.
All right. Nice. And what was your name? Mystery.
That's right. Here we go. I usually give people one letter here because it makes it easier for people to remember only them one letter. Oh God.
Okay. Okay.
Seriously, people don't remember an Eric.
Okay.
People do not remember an Eric. Like they never remember your name. So I bet you
Okay.
can make it as simple
Well,
as giving them.
do you want to sign, Eric? Mr. E. Okay, Mr. E.
Yeah, I'm on the pool table.
Okay, you're on the pool table. Sweet.
And I do want to correct you on one thing, because you talked about Jimmy Hoffa.
Okay, yeah, I did talk about Jimmy.
Talked about him?
Yeah, I'm the only one who's talked about Jimmy Hoffa.
Okay, well, he actually disappeared off of Woodward, and we're on Woodward right now, and he disappeared at a place called Fox and Hounds on Woodward.
No, you're absolutely mistaken. He disappeared in West Bloomfield at 15 and Telegraph at the Marshall's Red Fox.
Yeah, pool stick need to sit
I
down.
worked
I agree with
Fox
you.
and Hounds,
Yep.
and that was the story of the Fox and
Just
Hounds.
Johnson.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think
The,
it's a mystery.
If you can
the,
hit up
Mars,
Just Johnson.
the Marshall's Red Fox is now in Andiamo's, if anybody wants to know. In the parking lot is a Nino Savaggio's.
With the red strawberry.
Yeah, oh yeah, with the Red Star Berry, yeah, yeah.
How I know that?
Two businesses owned by Italians now reside at the location where Hoffa disappeared at.
I don't know. Yeah. How,
I can't be questioned about Hoffa facts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm too close to the crime. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you just catch us. Be like, just spit out some dumb facts. No. All right, everybody. Your next comedian coming to stage. You guys ready for your next comic?
yeah.
I've known this next comic for probably like 8 years. He gets funnier and funnier. Put your hands together for Scott Fisher!
Thank you. Give it up for Paul and all the comedians you haven't seen yet. Hear that, guy? People that haven't gone up yet, you're already getting applause. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. I tried writing hi the other day, a little something different, and I sat there for an hour trying to decide what my pen's last words would be as it was dying. It's a productive writing session. That's all I got for that one. I want to remake Pulp Fiction into a completely different movie. It's going to be a story about an orange that nobody would believe. I might have wrote that one when I was high too. I realized I was racist actually 2 days ago. I was trying to get on 75 from 12 Mile, and there was a crosswalk. It's like an optional crosswalk. Not like a stoplight, and there was a black guy just kind of like moseying up, and I stopped and let him pass, and as I was watching the black guy pass in front of me, I was like, man, I don't know if I would have stopped for him if he was white. I'm like, I guess I'm racist. What's up, dude? The other day I was moseying, I like that word, is moseying. I was moseying down the portable snack aisle at Meijer, and I picked up some tortilla chips that were touched by a lime. They were pretty good, but I wanted some more lime flavor. So I want like tortilla chips that were more than just touched by a lime. Yeah, I want tortilla chips that are going to therapy because they were touched so much by a lime. I wanted more lime flavor. Stupid. All right. I lost my disc golf disc recently, and I'm really happy being single. But if any girls find my disc, my number's on it. Like it's at Wagner Park, hole 3. That's all. It's somewhere there. If you find it, shoot me a text.
This guy.
Ways to make sure you never get called for 1,000, Alex. I went thrift shopping recently, and I found a tie-dye shirt that was half off, and I was like, cool, I'll take it, and just figure out what the E stands for later. There's a big E on the front. I wore it to a like a after hours party. It turns out the E stands for everybody thinks I now sell E. Just depends on where you wear it at. Like maybe I shouldn't wear it there. Groundhogs get a bad rep, right? Groundhogs, they don't fucking hog the ground at all, man. They just put a few holes in there. You feel free to play catch and shit. Pools are the groundhog, right? Fucking, ever try to play catch with pool around? It's fucking tricky. I don't like that exclamation marks are at the end of things. Fucked me up the other day in an argument. I'm like, wow, she's taking this real good. I'm like, oh, damn it. I gotta reread it all over again, this time angrily. I think it's funny how people, like, when you hold the door for them, they, like, walk a lot faster. Like, a lot faster. It makes me want to just, like, buy an old building and gut it and fill it with hallways and a bunch of doors being held for people. you just, a bunch of people obligatory, that's not a word. Just, I'm feeling obligated to walk fast, just go door to door, and the last door leads to my office. I'm like, you had a little workout. What do you got, $5? All right. I had a dream that I was a fish, and I started dating a jellyfish because I liked the way it moved. It's a pretty fucking cool fish. But then it saw me with the sweetest fish, and it was fucking acted like jelly. It was getting really jealous. All right. I should write for the Laffy Taffy. But I've been in my share of relationships. But I've learned, like, if you're anybody single like me, just you don't act like that. You know when you're in line at the self checkout at Meijer, there's like 20. Fucking, you're like the next one. You're just sitting there like, oh shit, is that open? Is that available? Don't you can't be like that when you're single. It's fucking not a good look. I ran into people like that. I'm like, go to the one with the teller. Oh shit. No, that's empty. Oh shit. I did not plan on going first, but it was cool. I kind of want to stick around to see Mystery E. Did you see that dude was chilling outside with his headphones on and acting it out? What's up?
He was here.
No, I know. I think he's shooting pool now. But yeah, that was. I kind of want to stick around for that. What's up, Paul? You want to sign up?
You're next. You're next.
Your shirt's random.
Paul. I used to do cry with Paul and he'd kick me in the nuts. I'm like, fuck this. He tried to rip my nuts off too. Not after the kick, and I wore a cup after that one. All right. That's it. Paul, come on, buddy. I just want to try a couple today. So thank you, buddy. Thanks, everybody. Keep listening.
Scott Fisher, everybody! Scott Fisher! All right, we love Scott. We love fishers. We love fish. To prove how much we love fish, your next comedian, put your hands together for Joseph Big Fish Fisher!
I like that. Big fish. I don't know. I might keep that one. Shit. What? Anyway. I know back-to-back fishers, but like big fish, like that's pretty cool. I'm gonna keep that. I don't know. Anybody miss Pat Sajak already? Yeah, you do. Good, right? Because it was like,
Welcome to Jeopardy!
What the hell is, Ryan Seacrest doing there? It always used to be Seacrest out, now it's Seacrest in. What's he doing there? Don't like it. Does he have a soul? Not sure. What about that show that comes on after it? Man, Ken Jennings is living in some sort of Hitchcock store or something like that. I don't know. Maybe like the Twilight Zone, right? It's like Ken Jennings, age 50, occupation game show host. But after having won the show 74 consecutive times, is he hosting the show or is it the show that's hosting him in the Twilight Zone? I need a job bad. No, I need some I need something salaried. I'm like dying at the phone interview stages, or sometimes even these like surveys they make you do, this personality stuff. On one, it was like for an insurance sales position, I scored a 7 on empathy and a 4 on optimism, and that's out of 100. So that's pretty fucking low. I am doing a little side work for this Israeli company. No, they're not bombs or anything like that. Don't worry, it's computers. But yeah, they asked me if I was Jewish, and I said no, but I'm Jewish where it counts. And that's right. Speaking of penises, has anybody heard about this Finnish long drink? That are advertising Finnish long drink? I think any man caught drinking a long drink has got to be compensating something. Am I right? That's what I thought. Oh. You know, I don't like a lot of Trump's cabinet picks, but the one that I'm like feeling solid about is Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, because I mean, he knows about it. He was on Road Rules for 2 seasons. He knows transportation. Obvious, trust the guy with that. TV broke a couple weeks ago. Yep, Sam sung his last song. Yeah.
Last song.
Yeah, last song.
Tell him, Bill. Karaoke.
One song. Oh man. No, but it's weird. I had to like when my TV broke, I needed something because like the TV is not just the TV, it's the computer monitor as well. And the screen is what you interface with to the world to find you work. So I really needed a screen. So I don't know. His first thing he's like, oh, I got one at the office. He brings me this old VGA monitor. And I said, I told you it had to be HDMI. And then he brings over another TV without the remote. And this TV doesn't have a button. I'm like, well, that's not going to do me any good. And he's like, oh, well, if I have to, I'll just give you my TV tomorrow. Like the one that's in my family's living room. And yeah, I guess I'll have to go confiscate. He calls me the next morning. He's like, I totally forgot. The rest of my family bought him a TV for his birthday. That was in November. It's still in the box. He just brought that over. I guess that's what I get for using Dad GPT. Not very useful. I think it's pretty effing crazy that somebody's waking up from a coma today. And there's like a lot of things that can be going on. It could be like Trump's the president and Diddy's on trial. Like that could have been a really short coma. Could have been a really long coma. Right? It's not sure, you know?
You had to call the 8 ball first.
You did. You had to call that 8 ball first. But yeah, that's scary. Trump's the president. Diddy's on trial. Name something else crazy that's going on. Oh, the pitch timer on those baseball pitches. Yeah, that's new too. So I'd be pretty confused if I came out of a coma, especially if it was like a 20-year coma, because that would just like one day it's bad boy for life, and you wake up from your coma, it's like, oh damn. But Big Fish, I like that nickname. I gotta be careful with the nicknames though. You know, it's they'll stick with you. There's a guy here named Lucky. I don't know his real name. He's just Lucky to me. Please ask me like who killed that guy. I'd be like Lucky. It's like what's Lucky's name? Like I don't know. He's just Lucky. It's weird. Just go by, you know. At least people know my name, Joseph Fisher, not just Big Fish, right? At least you can like trace that back. And that's the thing with nicknames is they'll stick with you, especially if you're in the correctional system. If you're in the correctional system, you know, you go in there, look up Marshall Mathers, aka Eminem, aka Slim Shady. So basically, what I'm trying to tell you is whatever you do pick for your comedy name, you better be okay being called that in prison, otherwise you aren't going to be so lucky. I mean, it's yeah, in the butt, exactly. No, oh yeah, I'll finish on this. My dad was telling me a good story. Stories are better than jokes, especially when it's real. My dad's old boss used to serve on a committee in the city of Farmington for like parks and stuff like that. He used to serve on it with Sam Bernstein. And one of the things they had to do was do a new playground. And when it came to like the unveiling of like complete plan and the committee and stuff like that, somebody said, Sam, what do you think? Sam Bernstein said, I hate it. It's so safe. All right, that's Joseph Fisher. That's my time. Give it up for Joseph Fisher, everybody. Joseph Fisher. What other show can you see two Fishers back to back? Right here. That's the only place, right? Two Fishers back to back. And then soon, we might have the return of the cardboard tubes. You haven't seen that? Anybody here? Clap if you're familiar with the cardboard tubes.
What was that?
Okay. You're not familiar with the cardboard tubes?
No, what was that? What?
Oh,
Oh, what you're missing?
yeah. So the cardboard tubes, they don't do quite stand-up. They do what I call woke folk. So you know folk music? Take everything that you could imagine being woke and then put it onto folk music. And then they play that, and when they do, it's funny. But also, because when they play it, their instruments are cardboard, pieces of cardboard, like cardboard tubes. And and they with cardboard and tubes. And yeah, oh yeah, and they're like 80 years old.
Oh,
Like we haven't seen Frankenstein because I guess he's the one that broke his arm, and tubes won't perform without cardboard. We're gonna have to get in touch with those guys, right? That was a nice reset for the room, right? So is this your first time performing here at the New Way?
In a year.
Okay.
It's like every year for the last 3 years. It's been once a year.
Wow, once a year, every year for the past 3 years, this next comedian comes here to the New Way. You know what that means? You're like a regular now. Put your hands together for Pat Mack, everybody. Pat Mack.
How we doing tonight, folks? We having fun yet? Yeah? Thanks for coming out to Ferndale on this beautiful Monday night to see me perform and see this guy. Mystery, it's a mystery. What's gonna happen here? I don't know. This is the first time I've ever seen someone that calls himself a comic interrupt another comic in the middle of their set and come up on stage. No, that dude over there. Not this guy. 8 ball, corner pocket, nailed it. Not even paying attention, off in his own little world. All right, I'm gonna pivot over from that. So, who's here? Who here has a day job that they love? By round of applause, clap it.
you said love.
Love, yeah,
Now I don't love it.
perfect.
Nah.
Who here has a day job that they just absolutely hate? By round of applause. Come on, I want to hear this shit. So. When I started doing comedy, it's been about, 20 years since I started doing comedy as a hobby. I was always conversational funny, and then someone said, get on stage, you'll do great. And I'm still working at my night job, and still doing this once a year. So that's how good things are going for Pat here. But seriously though, I've been in the restaurant industry for 20 years, and when I started doing comedy, they said, don't quit your day job. Well, guess what? I can't because I work at night, and that's where I make all my money. But I swear to God, if I have to fake being happy about getting a hot water with lemon for somebody one more fucking time, I'm going to lose my shit and flip over a table. When you go out to the bar, sir, do you step up to the bar and say, hey, I would like a beer? Yeah, generally, yeah. Generally, just a beer? Yeah. You don't
Specify.
you specify the brand. Yeah. Yes, okay. And you ma'am, when you ordered your drink tonight, what are you drinking there?
Cranberry and Sprite.
Cranberry and Sprite. So you can't just say, give me, well, you can just say cranberry and fucking, never mind. Yeah, that's awful. I thought you had some more fun in that glass. It's okay. No, I swear. there's been an uptick in idiocy that I've been dealing with lately. When I walk up to a table and I say, hey, how are we doing tonight? What can I get you to drink? I would love a martini. That sounds great. So how are the kids? I need a little bit more information than that, ma'am. Ma'am, this is not your first time out to a restaurant or out to eat. I swear to God, this might not be your first time ordering a martini. I need more information. Do you want a gin? Do you want a vodka? Do you want the rocks? Do you want it shaken? Do you want olives? Do you want it dirty? I need more information before I just bring you a cup of liquor just for you to complain about it. This is not what I ordered. You know, just like saying, hey, I want the chicken. Well, do you want the fried chicken, the grilled chicken, the breaded chicken? I don't know. I'm going to bring you the whole chicken, and I'm just going to call it my cock being slapped across your face, because that's how fed up I am with this bullshit of dumb fucking people. Speaking of that, I love the direction our country is heading with how the political scene is going. So I have a friend of mine, he sits at home all day long and just watches CNN all day and watches the ticker and how bad Trump is and how bad this country's going. Have you guys heard about the plane that was given to Trump by Qatar? By round of applause. Have you heard it? Shoot, no, yeah. So this guy's like, they're good. I hope to God his wife and children are not on that plane when they do what I think they're gonna do to that plane. What are they gonna do? They're probably gonna fucking blow it up. And if he's on it,
Oh shit.
is that bad? I'm fine with it. I don't wish death upon anyone. I love people. I'm a human being. We're all humans here. We're all Americans. I don't believe in Democrats or Republicans anymore. It's either are you smart or are you just walking along and looking at the flowers because it's so pretty. No amount of medication has been able to just calm my mind down and get me okay with this. I mean, it's just, anyone have road rage? Yeah? Once again, we have a thing here. By round of applause, who here has road rage? By round of applause, who wants to hit the pedestrian walking out across the street? Nah, I'm just kidding, I don't go that far. Yeah! I saw this guy walking across Woodward here earlier on my way here. He was wearing these headphones and a black hat, talking to himself, and I almost swerved him, but I didn't want to get arrested. I wanted to make it here tonight, but I guess for everyone's sake here, I probably should have swerved.
Good shot though, man, that you made that.
I'm talking about that guy again. I can't. Shit. I'm not a violent person, but there's something that has been coming out of me. Like he said earlier, it's like, would you want to punch somebody in the face? I don't want to punch anybody in the face. I've never hit anybody in the face. Maybe a slight throat chop. Maybe a slight trip. I don't know. Maybe it stems from when I first started restaurants, and I worked at a family establishment, and there would be children there quite often. And for some reason, they thought it was the daycare. So mom and dad would be sitting at the table, pounding martinis and doing shots while they let their little crotch gremlins run around and almost trip me. If you like that one, you can steal it.
What? Damn!
Right? There's breeders, and then there's the people who just know better. And my pull-out game has been tight. I'm 43 years old, and I have no children that I know of yet. So thank you for that.
No, thank you.
Oh, come on. Ah, shit. Here we go. You sound like my mother. Good thing you didn't have any babies. You would have been dead by now. Like, why? You tried to push me down the stairs all the time. I did? I don't remember that. Oh. God rest her soul. She looked so peaceful when she fell down those stairs. I'm kidding, that didn't happen. Things got dark there for a second. I've been thinking about doing this thing called Pat Rants, you know. I swear to you, what's so wrong when you go out to eat and you're wearing thick lipstick with using a straw? I polish glasses at the end of the shift, you know, wipe them down. I don't know how many times I come across a glass with that thick rim of lipstick. There's only one time and one place that I want to see some lipstick that thick wrapped around, and that is on a straw. or maybe my cock, but I don't know. Even that seems like it'd be rough to get off. I mean, if I can't wipe it off with a polishing napkin, how the hell am I supposed to get it off? Yeah, we're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there. I tell you, is summer gonna come here shortly? It's Michigan, right? Are we used to this Michigan weather? Yeah, we are, aren't we? Yeah. Am I losing you guys? 'Cause I didn't prepare for this at all. Clearly, this is why I do this once a year. And clearly, I need to go back to the drawing board and start taking some more copious notes. Because I'm drawing a blank and all my notes are on my phone there. I'm recording it for some reason, or I don't know why I'm recording it. But, all right, so let's pull out an oldie but a goodie. So, years ago, I was a young bachelor, and I was in a bar, and I got blackout drunk. And this young lady, she took me home. And we go to bed. I wake up the next morning in her twin-sized bed. She's laying there next to me. She reaches over, gives me a kiss, and my legs are sprawled out on this bed. And she gets up, and I'm gonna go start the coffee. And it looked like she put some shoes on, which, why are you putting your shoes on? And she kind of limps on away. I'm like, okay. So I do my stretch. I'm like, fuck, all right. And she comes back in, and I look down, and, well, she worked at IHOP. Her name was Eileen, and she had one leg. And so, hand to God, true story, her name was not Eileen, but this happened 22 years ago, and I still love it to this day because I feel like she was the one that got away, even though she couldn't run that fast. But second date, we go out, we come back to her place, and she says, hold on. Take your pants off, I have to go get something. So she limps off to the closet, comes back, she slams a phone book from 1996 in my chest. I'm like, what the hell is this for? And she looks at me, she blows me a kiss as she pops off her leg and hops to the bed, takes the phone book, jams out of her nubby and says, I want to do it doggy style. Okay. So back then, I thought sex was like you see on porn, and you just go like a jackhammer till she's come, until you finish. So I started going at it. Next I knew, the nubby slipped out of the phone book and her face goes crashing into the nightstand, cut her eyebrow open. She's looking back at me all bloody, and I'm just going. And she's like, don't stop! Wait, don't, like, stop! Okay. So I finish it up, we get her cleaned up. She only took 2 stitches, it wasn't that bad. So next week, we go back. I gave her a second chance. We're doing it again. She puts her full leg, this one, all the way behind her head. She let the fake leg kind of dangle. She left the prosthetic on this time. So we're doing it. You guys ever watched a horse race? You guys saw the horse races this weekend, right? Yeah. What's the jockey do to get the horsey to go faster? Takes the whip, right? So I'm sitting here banging her prosthetic, slapping me. The faster I'm going, the faster the prosthetic slapped me on the ass until it was great. And everything was fine until she started patting me on the head afterwards and started feeding me carrots and said, good boy, good boy. And I just said, oh, God, this is going to be a fun story one day. My name is Pat Mack. I hope you guys have fun. Thanks for having me, and have a great night. See you next week.
Give it up for Pat Mack, everybody. Pat Mack. All right, everybody, your next comedian coming to the stage. Oh, it's such a pleasure to have him. Love doing shows with him. Put your hands together for Matt. Whoa!
Oh, thank you, Polly. One more time for Polly, everyone. Hell yeah, that's enough. No. How we doing? Anyone celebrating out there? No, nothing to celebrate anyway. I get it. No, actually, I am celebrating. I just got married a few weeks ago. Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, it's my second marriage. It's about what it's worth. It's about the right response. No, it's cool. Being married is cool because now I get to be one of those comedians that makes fun of their wife. You know what I mean? Like, the old ball and chain finally let me out of the house. That kind of thing. No, I've never understood those guys that make fun of their wives. Like, yeah, she sucks, but that's how she is. You picked her. I don't know. You made a choice, dude. I don't know. I love my wife. It's awesome. She's my best friend. Like, we hate people the same. That's cool. You know, it'd be like, that bitch. She's like, I know. I'm like, you fucking get it. Let's hit her. No. Things are going good, though. Do you guys know about Man Brands? Have you seen Man Brands? If you don't know what a Man Brand is, It's a thing, like, they have them out there. It's a completely normal, regular, gender-neutral thing, but they'll make a manly version of it so people don't mistake you for gay, I guess, because you have, like, a baby carrier on. So they make a camouflage, so, you know, no one thinks you're gay for being a dad. I don't understand the need for it, but there's a lot of them out there. I saw this one man brand place. It was a billboard. It was called the Hair Mechanics. We do man maintenance. I was like, oh, that's cool. So I went in there and got my nuts rotated. You know, now my right one's on my left one's on the right. I'm all off balance. They did a hack job in there. I'm all off balance. I don't understand the need for like a manly place to get your hair. That's what it was. The Hair Mechanics. They do haircuts, not man maintenance. I knew when I asked them to check my oil and they kicked me out. I was like, I don't think you guys advertise accurately. No, I'm an Army veteran also, and the veteran community. That is the most egregious offender of the man brands. I don't know if you guys are up to speed on that one, but like every Navy SEAL comes out of Navy SEAL school, and they're like a sniper, and they also for some reason have a podcast. I don't know why those two things, why they go hand in hand. They also have like a coffee company for some reason, Black Rifle Coffee. The worst one, the guy who shot Osama bin Laden has his own beer company. Which I thought you would have to keep that a secret. I didn't think you could brag on that one. But apparently if you kill bin Laden, you get to make a shitty beer and have this like really bad commercial. It's the most over-the-top thing. Like I hate it. The commercial starts, he comes out and he's like, my name's Mark. I killed bin Laden. Buy my beer. That's all he says. And there's like a bunch of girls with their tits out, like bikinis and like eagles screaming and stuff. And by the end of the commercial, I'm like, I'd take bin Laden and 9/11 over you and your shitty beer, dude. You suck. No, I'm kidding. If I killed bin Laden, I wouldn't be able to shut up about it. I'd bring it up all the time. Because I was in the Army, I didn't get to do anything cool. The coolest thing I did was meet Toby Keith, which, that wasn't very cool. But I don't know. I don't want to speak ill of the dead or anything. Rest in peace, Toby Keith. I do wonder though, when a fake soldier dies, do you have to have a fake military funeral? I don't know if we missed that for Toby Keith or not, but I don't know. Alright, anyway, moving on, the Army. I'm not doing too good with my money this year. I don't know if you guys invest a lot. I tried to make some money this year. I put a lot of money out there in crypto. There's a lot of cryptocurrency you can get behind, right? Like everyone's got their own meme coin. The president's got a meme coin. The Hawk Tuit chick, she's got her own meme coin. Lost a lot of money to that hot bitch. It's pretty tough losing your life savings on Spitcoin. Hawk Tuit girl, Spitcoin. Yeah, not good with money. Stuff's been bothering me a lot lately. Mostly the small things. The small things bother me. I try not to let the big things stress me out. The small things get to me, like top sheets. I don't like top sheets. I refuse to sleep with a top sheet. Feels like I'm being like held down by a straitjacket all night, you know? That's one of the small things you can deal with that bother you. One of the small things. Other small things. I can't stand addicts who get their life together. They bother me. Just the small things, you know what I mean? Like when a heroin addict finally gets clean, that drives me nuts. Because yeah, a real preachy bunch if you've ever been around them. Like my cousin Jennifer, she's been addicted to heroin all her life. 5 months ago, finally gets it together. Completely ruins Christmas for me, if I'm honest, you know? Because like good for her and everything. But now she's got her shit together, so she thinks she can judge everyone else, you know what I mean? So she's like, oh, Matt, isn't that your third can of Coke today? I'm like, oh, Jenny, didn't CPS take 3 of your fucking kids? I'd rack up a little time here before we go spiking the ball giving advice. Get that 1 year coin.
Damn.
I don't know, I'm just saying.
What?
She's got a lot of opinions.
Oh, shit.
I don't want to hear them. I got some kids. I coach my kids' hockey team, and I don't really know anything about hockey. I play beer league hockey, so really the only thing I can teach these kids is how to not get a DUI. So I don't know. It's pretty cool. The only thing I really like about hockey too is all the fighting. And I was telling my buddy about it, and he was like, "Oh, you should just check out MMA, dude." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm a middle-aged white guy that does comedy. I don't need people to mistake me for a Joe Rogan fan any more than they already do.
The Joe Rogan.
I don't need to get the UFC involved in this. It's not good." I did have to go to the doctors recently. I've had this thing going on with me. It's this like rare thing. I don't know what it is. I've lost a bunch of weight. I can't keep food down. My doctor, he actually said that it might be this allergy to weed. If you smoke too much weed, this can happen to you, you know? You've heard of it? I've never heard of it. So I'm hoping it's pancreatic cancer. So they give you weed for that. So, you know, be way ahead on my treatment there. I'm gonna go outside and do some medicine here in a minute. No, I did have to go to the doctors. I've got this thing going on. It's this rare form of sleepwalking, actually, and it sounds made up. It's called sexomnia. I know it sounds made up. It's a form of sleepwalking. The way it works, I'll go to bed and then I'll try to initiate sex with whoever I'm in bed with. So it really explains all those awkward sleepovers in middle school. You know what I mean? And it also explains why that one kid was always like, "Hey, dude, want to come sleep over on Friday?" I'm like, "No, I'm too busy to come jerk you off." But no. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. You guys have been here. Good night, everyone.
Give it up for Matt Wolf, everybody. Matt Wolf. Ow! I feel like anytime somebody has the last name Wolf, they should always get an ow. I want to have, when I have kids, I'm gonna name one Wolf, just so. Hopefully it won't be a lone wolf. Shoot up, all right, you know what I'm saying? My one flesh and child. It's like, I got one mission in life. Okay. Everybody, your next comedian come to the stage. Sorry about that. That was kind of weird. By the way? Yeah, by the way. Let me introduce the next comedian. Everybody, your next comedian come to the stage. Keep those hands together for Ken Mockery.
Thank you, Paul. Hey guys, how you doing? Raise your hands. Who is not a comic in here? Cool, good. I thought you were a comic, man. For some reason you look like a comic. Cool. Does anyone clap your hands if you like black people? Any fans of black people? Hell yeah. There we go.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I know, right? You'll see where I'm going at. And you know what I'm going to say to that? I'm going to say is that every time I say my name, Ken, to a black person, they always say, Kian. What's up with that? Why? Where do those 3 E's come in, sir? Every single time. Are you recording me right now?
Yeah.
Oh, why?
Because I do. I'm a streamer.
Oh. All right. Fair enough.
No, you want the video? No, you take the whole video. And you want me to send you the whole edited, unedited. I get the whole video.
Yeah, you don't got to record me. It's fine. You can unrecord. Kind of strange. Anyone think that's strange? Okay, sure. All right, fair enough. Let him record. Fuck me.
Like 6 cameras in this room.
No, there's not. Anyways, those aren't cameras. Yeah, but that's like for security purposes, you know. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, I'm tired of this. My girl, she's white, and she's thank you, and she has a missing tooth, so she's 3/4 of a person, as we know. And she just started cooking food, which is crazy. Not really good for me, truthfully, because I got home and she made a cold bean casserole. Now the cold beans came from the can, guys. You ever hear about that? Huh? Cold bean casserole? No, I know, right? She was eating this concoction from Tupperware. Disgusting, all right? Fair? Disgusting, okay. Huh? What kind of beans? I don't know, kidney beans, red beans? Who gives a fuck? I have no idea. It was gross, needless to say, and I told her I'm not touching her tonight, you know? Absolutely not touching her, you know? I'm going on list creeper. You know what that is? Okay. You don't spend a K on a trans woman. Okay, fine. That guy laughed, and I know what he does. I know what he does on his free time.
What the?
Silent laugh.
Huh?
Silent laugh.
Yeah, there you are. Silent laugh because no one wants to admit themselves. That's fine. I was called a beaver as a kid growing up. Yep. Because I would always look like this, you know, like all the time. I had big ass teeth, you know, and they didn't call me beaver. They called me beaver because I ate so much wood. Okay, that's the real answer right there. You know, those teachers were just so nice. You know, I'm gonna kill you. That's your next comedian right there, folks.
You're doing a comedy.
Yeah, growing up, I was pretty lonely as a kid, and you know, I would stand by the bus stop, and I kind of lived in the country, and I would hear so much birds. You know, you ever hear of chickadees? You're familiar with this species? You know, you're not. I'll sing you a tune, then. You know, sounds like that. Good, right? However, on a good day, it'll sound like, hi Kenny, which is cute, okay? Lifts my spirits up, I'm having a great day. On a bad day, depressing Ken as a 10-year-old day. It would sound like, die Kenny, you know? Those birds were just talking so much smack about me. By the way, this is the only bird material you're going to hear tonight. No one else is going to talk about birds like this. That's a true fact. You can edit that in. Yeah. So, but no. Honestly, I just want to say, like, how obvious is it that, like, my dad died when I was 5? You know, because those owls just kept saying who, and I'm like, stop talking, you know. But no, I kid, you know. My dad would just in the fucking bushes, just doing bird noises like an idiot, you know, going crazy. All right, I want to do a new one. I came up with a few days ago. I found it very interesting how like, why did we call Indians Redskins? You know, such a strange sentence or word right there. Have you ever seen a white guy after a blue collar job? You know, you ever seen that guy? Just absolutely red from head to toe, you know? I mean, he's looking more like Crazy Horse than anything else. I was wondering if anyone was going to know that reference. You know that reference? Fuck, okay. You do? Yeah, okay, so you know that reference. Okay, cool. Alright, that's all I really wanted to know at that one. Okay, I work for FedEx, and I deliver for FedEx. However, if someone called me a creep, it would be really hard to beat those allegations, you know? Because I, you know, drive a beat-up white van. I wear a very, you know, cute-ass, you know, purple outfit. And all the little kiddies wants my package. So, you know, all the kids love me. You know what I mean? You get it. A lot of head nods in here. A lot of head nods. Okay. What else do I want to talk about? I'll do one more and I'll get out of here. Sir, do you like PB&Js? That's a rhetorical question. Yes, you do. I like PB&Js so fucking much, you know? I do the 2 ingredients, PB&J. That's it, you know? But I put so much jelly in my, you know, peanut butter and jelly. The order of things you have to do is take that first bite, flip that shit around and start licking it, you know? That's why I'm so good at eating pussy, right? Right. However, on really good days, I test myself and I use crunchy peanut butter because I'm going to practice eating ass, right? You know, crunchy peanut butter. And I can't even eat my girl's vagina anymore, honestly, because there's no fucking jelly on it. It's disgusting without it, truthfully. Fucking psychopath. Anyways, I think I'm gonna get out of here. You guys have a good night. I don't know where Paul is. There you go. I've been Jonah Hill.
Hey, I'm right here. Feel like Santa Claus, except for I just dropped through that little walkway. You know, like, hey, it's Under the Comedian. Hey, everybody, your next comedian coming stage. Oh my goodness, put your hands together for Jacob Hatcher. Everybody, Jacob Hatcher.
Perfect. Now I look like the rude asshole that just followed Kim Mockery. His name Kim Mockery. Shit. Kim Mockery. Shit. Y'all ever think that like instead of learning how to walk, we just kind of learn how not to fall down? Shit. Sorry guys, I'm real